What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to the show. So today we're going to take a look and a listen to former President Trump talking about his promise to Social Security. So he's talked about this before, and actually Biden has said a similar thing when it comes to Social Security. What former President Trump is saying is that he's not going to cut Social Security or Medicare. Now, is that enough? That's what I want to talk about in this video, because you have President Biden saying the same thing. You have former President Trump saying they're not going to cut Medicare or Social Security, but what are they going to do? And I will say at least President Biden has talked about reform for Social Security. He's talked about he wants to raise the cap, so people making over $400,000 will have to pay into the payroll contribution. He's talked about that. However, when it comes to former President Trump, he's saying that we're not going to cut Social Security, but he's not offering any type of a solution, any type of a reform for Social Security. And that's very concerning. So that's what we're going to focus on in this video. But first off, if you guys can do me a favor, please like the video, subscribe to the channel, hit that little bell notification, and then click all. By clicking all, you'll get notified anytime we post a video. We do daily videos here, so by clicking the bell notification and clicking all, you should be getting updated every day. And just a reminder, thank you for your support. I really appreciate it. If you'd like to follow me on Twitter and Threads, you can at the TEC Show Live. Okay, so we're going to get to the clip, but I just wanted to remind you guys on Thursday, every Thursday at 5:15 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, we do live streams. So make sure you join us there. And we're really starting to push our membership. So if you want to support the channel, that would be greatly appreciated. All you need to do is click the join button and you can become a member. Okay, so let's go ahead. I want to show you guys this clip here, and then we'll talk a little bit about it. Here we go.
And I made that promise to you, and I kept that promise. Remember, there was an Social Security, and for 4 years, we never touched it. We let it be, and that's what's going to happen again. I make that promise to you.
Now, this is interesting, because when it comes to Social Security and making the promise not to cut Social Security, that promise is okay, but you have to do more than just not cut Social Security. But the problem is, in 9 years, the trust funds will be depleted. And when they deplete, that's a cut of 23%. So it's good to say we're not going to touch it. We're not going to make any cuts to Social Security, but you also need to say we need to reform Social Security. That's the problem. It's not just saying we're not going to do anything, we're not going to make any cuts, because automatically we'll see a cut in 9 years if nothing is done. Now, former President Trump can say that, yeah, I'm not going to touch Social Security. I'm not going to cut Social Security or Medicare. But it's a misrepresentation if you know that in 9 years, that trust fund is going to run out of money and they'll see a cut of 23%. But you're just going to say, hey, I didn't cut it. They cut it. And that's kind of the problem right now when it comes to Congress. And Congress they're going to have to act on this. The presidents, they have no power. Like President Trump, former President Trump is talking here. We didn't touch it. We didn't cut it. Okay, that's fine. But you know what? Congress is the one that has to decide this. This is legislation. This is policy. Policy has to go through Congress, and then the president can sign off on it or veto it. And so the president doesn't have any real control over this. It's going to be Congress that deals with this. And they're going to have to do something. And so just saying that I didn't do anything, I didn't cut it, you really shouldn't be praised for that. Because ultimately, you're not helping Social Security in the long run. And so you should be talking about how to fix the problem. And the problem is that we have a trust fund and we have the payroll contribution. The payroll contribution is what people who are working right now, they're paying into that payroll contribution. That money is going to the Social Security Administration, and then that money goes to Social Security benefits. That's how it works. You work, pay into the payroll contribution, that money comes around through the Social Security Administration to people who are currently retired. And then when you get to the point where you retire, then guess what? The people who are working are paying into a payroll contribution that goes through the Social Security Administration and pays out benefits. But guess what? We don't have enough money coming in through that payroll contribution. And so we have a trust fund of surplus money. Over the years, we had money that in a surplus. So over the years, we had people that were working, paying into the payroll contribution, and we had enough money to pay the benefits at 100%, and we had money left over. That money went up to the trust fund. They invested it in bonds, and now we're looking at about $2.7 trillion that's sitting in that trust fund. But now we don't have enough money coming in through the payroll contribution, and so they're drawing from that trust fund in order to pay out benefits at 100%. Eventually, that trust fund will run out of money. And that's the problem. That's why we have to have reform to Social Security. We need to bring in more revenue. So that might mean that we need to raise the cap on people making $168,600. They're not paying into the payroll tax anymore, the payroll contribution. So we're going to need to either raise that cap and allow them to start paying into that payroll contribution like everyone else, or we're going to have to raise the payroll contribution across the board. So people who are working right now, they're paying 6.2%. Their employer's paying 6.2%. We might up that 1% or 2% more. And so now you're paying, let's say, 8.2%, and your employer's matching that 8.2%. So now all this money that you're working, you're paying into the payroll contribution, that money is going into the Social Security Administration. And the hope is that we'd have enough money coming through the payroll contribution where we no longer have to draw from the trust fund, and the trust fund can just sit there with however much, however the amount that we have in there can sit there in bonds, and we could still be earning money on that trust fund. And then we would have enough just coming through the payroll contribution to pay out benefits at 100%. That is what needs to happen. So merely saying, I'm not going to touch Social Security, I'm not going to cut Social Security, I'm not going to cut Medicare, that is not enough. We need Congress actually to act and reform Social Security so we won't have any issues. Because if you just continue to say you're not going to make any cuts to Social Security, 9 years from now, cuts will be made to Social Security, and it will be automatic. Congress will have no say. President will have no say. So that's why things need to get done now. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. If you like this video, please give me a thumbs up. Please subscribe for more, and I'll talk to you in the next one. Bye.